Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Can you hear me properly? I'm not sure, I don't know if you can. So I'll just start my arrays today. So I'll be doing array question 2 lab, which is a array with Java. Basically, those are most important. So I'll do the basic array problem. So basically, if it is the size, it is a size of that a particular. So let me do the Java class, which is lab arrays dot Java. Okay. Let me do the date, which is 12/26/26. So basically, this would be the array for lab arrays 226. So very simple. First lab, I'll be going into like if it is the size, it would be three size, for example. Then input would be like if it is 1, 3, 6, then it will print in index into 1, 3, 6. So let's try like that so that we can so import of Java utility and then after that scanner. So this is basically I'll just put my stuff there. So lab will be basically input the of a size and then it will identify, it will print, and then we can go with um, x random x which can identify the index number. So basically what I'm trying to do is basically here, let me show you. So it is actually like if the size number, if I'll just go with the size and size is random. So when input comes, when input comes, when input yeah, yeah, input comes, then we just go with some parts like input comes of the size, then it will show the size of a number. for example, if size equals uh, 4, then we put the input like 1, which is first number, second number is 2, and third number is 3, fourth number is 4. It's not like that. You can do with the, so we know the index numbers are, if we did the index number, which is basically we'll go with the index is 0. Okay, so here is index is 1, and here index will be is 2, and here index number is 3. So basically this is the situation, and when I'll do x, if it is the x, integer x, and we identify the x, so then if x equals a number of I actually, which is the integer value, which is the input value. Input is number of I. Okay, then we have the index number, and finally we have the index number of that product. So that is how you can go with the product. For example, this is basically an application for making the like product value, product number value, or something. So when you will do advanced level of arrays, then you can understand this. So this is the mapping for that application. So for that, I will be going into arrays. So if you go to public static void main, and so welcome to the application based on arrays, uh, index identification. This application is basically identify the index number of the specific value. Okay. So, so this is basically the situation. So I'll be basically join into the arrays system. So let's do the arrays. So if I will go with the arrays first. Integer type is the integer type. For example, numbers is equal to new integer, and then I have to go with the arrays the point out which is size. I did not identify the size actually. So for example, integer size. So size is here. So size is basically is equal to scanner value, which is sc dot next int. Okay, so basically you have to go with the size scanner uh, identification. So you did not even identify the scanner. So for example, scanner sc, or the small letter of sc is equal to, so you know the new scanner, which is system dot in. So this is the identification or identifiable for this kind of situation for the scanning. So numbers. Oh, you did not identify with the value here. So numbers input. Okay, or you can go with the just numbers. Numbers arrays. Okay, so arrays or new. So this is basically arrays systematic way you verify it. So you can still go with so many other stuff like enter size, enter the size or enter the size of the total list or total numbers. Okay, so size of a total number. For example, size is for example how many numbers. For example, how many numbers are like four numbers, like 3, 6, and after that 3, 6, then 8, then 9. So these are four numbers, right? So it's basically size of the number value is 4. So we are basically will be counting how many numbers. If you want four numbers, then you just put 4. Then you just come into the system to be precise with the loop system for in I is equal to 0 and I is less than size, because size is unknown, so you cannot really equals on that. You cannot equals on that I plus plus. Okay, then you just go with this value to be precisable, and so this is the size of the value. This is the what size of the value. So you basically size of the value is basically four numbers. So you just go with the printing of numbers, number arrays I. Okay, so this is basically the situation, but this is basically output. This is basically output. So this is basically output. Let me show you. This is basically output. So let me show you. So this is lab array. So you just go with the current file and then you run this file. Let's see. Okay, the enter the size of the numbers. If you just go with the 4, it will show you 4 zeros because it did not identify the numbers. So it's basically giving you output. So this is actually for the output. Okay, so this is we have to go underneath of this array. We have to go another looping 0 size again, and we have to identify of what. So because size is we will be basically printing what I. We will be basically printing of what I, and this is number arrays. This is number arrays. We actually named the value which is number arrays. So number arrays should be equals to this identification. So this identification, so which is string or number arrays I, which is I print out. I will be printing for the I basically is equal to string dot next. So this actually will show me the what are the situation, what is the situation of this specific condition. So let me show, let me see. So if it is 4, for example 4, size of the numbers are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it actually printed 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is your result. So this is your result. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what is the question? What is the question? I have to identify with the integer x value, but but I have to sign, I have to go with the x, and x will identify the numbers, index numbers. Okay, so this is the index of this is the index of 1, this is the index of 0, this is the index of 2, so this is the index of 3. For example, if I take the numbers if I take the numbers if I take the numbers 4, 9, uh, 8, and then 3. Okay, so these are the numbers. For example, these are the numbers. Okay, if you make this numbers, if you make these four numbers, and you basically made these four numbers, new numbers, these four new numbers, 4983. So in that case also, index number would be what? Index number would be, four index number would be still 0. Nine index number would be still 1, because the index formula is 0, 1, 2, 3 would be like this. 0 is the first, 1, 2, second index, third index number actually, and this is fourth index number. So this is basically the situation. I don't have to say this one. Just minimize that. So in that case, how would I supposed to go with this particular formula? So this is basically, you basically want when you have this kind of situation. So question is basically question is basically uh, take the size input uh, for arrays. Okay, and then identify x, which will show uh, the index number. So this is basically which will show, basically identify the index number. So this would be the formula. So it's pretty simple. Int x is equal to sc dot next int. So it is also, x has to be also identifiable with this number, with this value, with the size value. And size value we actually identified with this, with the new scanner size. So if the scanner will give me 4, so identifiable also with this. Okay, in that case, I'll just go with this number dot length. So it will give me that length of that value, number arrays dot length. Why is not number arrays? Sorry, so sorry. Numbers arrays, numbers arrays dot length. So this would be the length specifiable, length identifiable formula. This formula here, this is basically the this is basically the type. Sorry, the, what is that? Property. Property. Property will be identifiable, find with length, with length formula. Okay, so this is basically the length formula. So let me go with this thing also, but let me come down with what would be basically underneath of this. So we are basically right now the final value, final output. This is input. These are also input. This is also, this is input with identifiable, find x value, and then this is basically input. Uh, this is input with the size and the property, which is numbers array, arrays, not array, arrays. And then after that, if numbers arrays, now see, this is actually equals identify with this size identifier. This x value also identifies with the size identifier. So if this both value, which is number arrays, and I value equals x. If these both value is equal, then we have to go with pretty easy thing, which is system out print line. This is the index of x, and basically x. So this is the basically index of x. Do we have any questions or right now? No. So it's pretty easy. Let me show you how it works. Okay, size of a number is 4. Now, four numbers. 3 is the first number. Second number is, for example, 6. Third number is, for example, 8. Fourth number is, for example, 9. Now, we have to go with the x. So, x should be 3, 6, 8, 9, any of it. Which one you want? Which one you want? For example, 8. So, I'm going to go for x is equals 8. Enter. This is index of 8. No, this is index of x is equal to 8. Is this the, no, this is not really correct. I actually did the wrong thing, which is basically, yeah, I think it will be I. Let me try with the I. See, this one is equal to right. This one is equal to also right. This is basically I is equal to, let me go with this number, because x is basically the identifier. So three numbers, for example, which is 5, 7, 9. So we have to, let me try with the 7 numbers, which is 7 or 9. It doesn't matter. 5 is a 0, 7 is the index number 1, 9 is the index of 2. So for example, 9 is index of 2. So this is basically index of 2. 9 is a basically index of what? 2. So this is basically identifying for the least, from the least of that value which I am trying to go. So this is basically the least of identifiable which I'm trying to do. I hope you could not make any mistake until now. So it is pretty easy, pretty obvious. We're gonna go 2D arrays next day, which is rows and columns. And after that, we'll solve more specific questions on 2D. For today, this is all. And I'm gonna jump into 2D arrays tomorrow. Not tomorrow, on Monday. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day.